thrown off with these shows in particular.
Well, I hear you on that. All right, Snowfall, episode 4, opening season. Looks like Mama's back home, man. Cissy got her bags and packed it up and headed back to California.
Out of nowhere. Just popped back up too. Like didn't call nobody. She took a commercial flight? She flew commercial?
She flew on one of Franklin's jets.
Yeah, she came back with a shipment. Like she came back. Yikes.
Looks like she's going through, some of her memories of being in the home, some of her earliest memories, some of her memories with Alton. So, she's just thinking about things and she's finally back. So it just brings up all of those memories all at once.
Mm-hmm. I was wondering if she was going to be salty about Wanda staying in her house. But then, like, how you going to be mad? Like, it served the purpose for Wanda. She needed it. You obviously wasn't using it.
Facts.
So I was wondering if she'd be mad. It was clothes everywhere, shoes on the ground, dishes wasn't done. She probably like,
So Jerome is kicking it in the hood with the Crips, and he happens to hear a song, like you said earlier. Seems like Snowfall's got their own famous in the hood.
Alton got a famous out there rapping about the shit. Now, people talk, right? But the detail,
fam, that detail was nuts.
Accuracy, though. So, like, that tells me it's more than just, like, street gossip. Because even with Famous was hyping a lot of shit, right? Like, he was putting a lot on it. But, oh, boy? No, fact.
Name.
What the hell? So, I'm really trying to figure out what's going on with Louis and this cop, man. But it seemed like Lil Homeboy know more than everybody else about what's going on with Louis and the cop. So that tells me what has gone on in that time gap that we've had, right, in between Cissy and Alton going to Cuba, and now what has happened in between there that is that obvious that some little nigga is able to tell you about your relationship, tell you some shit that obviously it sounded like, or at least it looked like he wasn't even privy to.
Yeah, no, the whole thing is just kind of crazy. And then they pull up on the hood. They pull up on the Crips, or I should say the projects, and fucking sick the dogs on Homeboy. That was a little crazy. Rico DeBarge out here causing havoc. What's up with bro?
Yeah, bro, he on a power trip. Now, why they haven't busted his ass by now? No clue. I think it has something to do with Louis. I'm just saying. But
well, he winked at Jerome.
Yeah, bro. Like, all right. It was enough that you at the bar talking your shit. It's enough now you rolling up in old girl office with your stank ass soup or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Now you showing up to the Jets, sicking the dogs on niggas? Bet.
What like, a grimy ass nigga for that.
What do them cops think that money is for? Like, you think me giving you money means you own me? Is that how that works? So your boss giving you a paycheck means that you own them. Ain't that funny how that dynamics change when you talking to your people and not the other way around? See,
facts.
I have a hard time believing he wouldn't understand how this shit works had it not been Louis and Jerome. Had it been Hobby or Reed or anybody else like that, I think he'd have a little bit easier time falling in. But it's something about falling in line when other people look like you that just set some of these Negroes off. He's definitely one of them. He's definitely one of them. On top of whatever the hell him and Louis got going on.
Something. We'll get into it. I don't want to jump in the episode, but yeah, it's something strange going there. Polo Boy said you can't trust these light skinned niggas, whether it be Bel Air or Snowfall, which is a fact. Fact.
We're cool.
You could. All right.
I guess not from Carlton's perspective.
Braxton ain't cool either. Detective Braxton.
Yeah,
we'll get to that in a little while. What do you think of Franklin's girlfriend slash baby mom? Just what do you think about her?
very, very neat.
Very neat. Yeah.
Um, she's capable.
Okay.
She's reliable. She's loyal, smart,
You sound like DJ Khaled.
driven. She should buy a mama a house. No. Um, I know where you're going with this because I've been having the same conversation with Tia. It's like, y'all got to get off this woman's back.
Where am I
Y'all,
going with it? You don't know where
y'all,
I'm going with it,
I
cuz.
know where you're going with it. Get off this woman's back. Okay. Maybe she's a little touched. Okay. But Franklin like it. He down with it. I don't think she's hideous. I just she has a very peculiar. She has strong features.
Sure.
She's just yeah. She
Sure.
for somebody. She for Saint. Saint like it.
I'm not saying nothing. I'm just saying what the public perception is at this current time. A lot of people don't like how she looks. They think Franklin could do better. Let's just say that.
Yeah. So like, but what are you asking for in that? You want him to go get a dumb ditzy Barbie who gonna snitch on him the minute
Nope.
that somebody walk in? Like,
I like her.
we had to find a woman that was good
He
for him.
handles her business, and he likes her, so that's all that matters.
All that matters.
But some people think she looks like Arsenio Hall in drag. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
You.
I don't think that. I don't think
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
I've seen the memes out here. That's all I'm saying.
You know what
Anyway,
it is? I don't.
was it?
And I was looking at her and I'm trying to figure out what it is that's off. And I think it's her eyes. I don't know exactly what it is around here in this area. I think I don't know, right? I don't know, but
I don't
it's
either.
got to do with here because like everything else is all right. Her hair look okay, it's decent. She got good skin. She got nice teeth. But then it's just like when you get eye contact with her, that's when you start to turn your head and you be like,
It's something, bro. I don't know what it is. I can't put my finger on it. You know what I
but
mean?
she's down though, right? And that's what I can respect because like, damn all of that stuff. Like half of y'all built like a burnt tire, anyways. You know what I'm saying? Talking about this movie star, we are sitting in our fucking computer chairs talking about how attractive or unattractive she is. She look better than most of us.
I am
So,
just commenting on what the people are saying.
but she's down though.
Yes,
She's down. She's
absolutely.
admitted, and he don't really have to lie to her. He doesn't have to lie to her. Now, whether or not he does, that's on him.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Polo Boy said Melanie was better, and I'm inclined to agree, at least from a look standpoint. Maybe not. Maybe
Melanie
not
was better.
from a look standpoint. Not from
Melanie was better.
because she was all out here strung
The
out.
dope
You
fiend
know what I
was
mean?
better. Got him in the back was better. Come on, y'all. Come on now.
At her peak, she looks better. That's all I'm saying.
Hey,
All I'm saying.
nuts. It is nuts that the lengths that niggas will go to for a pretty face and a fat ass. It is crazy.
But I'm not saying she's a better girlfriend. I'm not saying that. I'm glad Franklin is at where he's at. I'm happy for bro because he got a real one. At least it seems.
He's out here caping from
Is she?
hell. That's
Is she
crazy.
well, here's the hard question. Is she the feds though?
What's up?
Is Veronique the feds though?
No. Nah, she's pregnant. You think she would jeopardize her child and his family to snitch? To save herself from something that she built? It ain't like he kidnapped her and drug her off into this shit. What benefit would she get from snitching on Franklin?
We'll explore that later.
Okay.
Louis is slipping heavy with Buckley, and you can tell Jerome just is fucking with it less and less and less. Obviously, as well as Leon, because Leon is ready to ride on all the cops.
You know what? I want to be with Leon because I feel you. I understand. But like, what nigga? What you about to do, Leon? You about to lead an insurgency in Compton? Is that what you about to do? You about to go guerrilla warfare on the LAPD?
Yeah, he
Like,
about to
like,
go. He about to go Che Guevara in the hood.
no. Check this out. Check this out. So he has this whole morality play, right? And so, boom, the cops bust up in here and they raiding us, and they got the cops on my little dude, and they doing us wrong, right? So, not let's build up our community. Let's go out here. Let's stop selling drugs so they have nothing to come in here and look for. No, you know what we gonna do? We gonna go murder some police officers, right? We gonna shoot back and get the whole hood slaughtered. That's what we gonna do. How Javi understands that more than, well, I get the parallel they were trying to draw, but how Javi understands that more than Lee, I understand he's a young hothead, but bruh, you live in a place where that type of violence predates your generation, right? That's your literal history. So what on what planet do you draw the conclusion we just gonna hunker down and start a war while selling drugs at the same time? We gonna keep selling drugs. Right? We gonna keep jugging these crack to our people, but we gonna start a war with the police at the same. It was just like, fam, why are you spazzing out right now? It was a little much. I was with him on the morality side. I was definitely with him on where he's coming from. I just didn't think the application was all there.
You wasn't with the rocket launchers at all?
No, yeah. I need armor piercing rounds and rocket launchers. Bruh. Bruh, why you gonna make them fire on the block? Why are you gonna make them do that?
You want to flip a couple tanks, bruh?
Y'all was sitting around listening to rap playing dominoes when them niggas pulled up. And they pulled up with dogs and a whole squad crew and a helicopter. What exactly do you think that they pull it up with when you shoot one of them?
With
what
a
do you
rocket
think
launcher.
Is next?
The fucking army.
Okay. Nigga said, give me armor piercing rounds, rocket launchers, anything that fucks shit up. All right.
We're gonna see how that works out.
Right.
Also, Cissy walks in and lets it be known that she's back in town, which was cool until she told everybody that, Franklin's girl is pregnant, which Leon knew, but Jerome and Louis didn't know. Any thoughts on that whole situation?
Why they didn't already know? See, here's what's interesting about Franklin, right? Franklin likes to pull the family card when it's beneficial to Franklin. But any other time, it's not really important for it to be a we thing. And that's where I think Louis is coming from. It's like, oh, we family when you need us to be family. When you need to get shit in line, when you need to put shit in order, it's time to be family. Oh, it's loyalty this and honor that. But when it's time for you to make a decision for you and yours, that's what you do. Right? So why exactly didn't Jerome and Louis know that Veronique was pregnant? Why didn't Lee?
Lee did know. Lee did know because Franklin pulled up to the projects and told him.
You're right. He told me. You're right.
Which is arguably worse because that means he's telling his homeboy, but he ain't telling the family.
I think he considers Lee to be family.
That's
I think
fair.
He considers Lee to be the same as Jerome and Louis.
So then you tell one part of your family and you're not telling blood family,
so now,
at least.
Yeah, exactly. Now there's a rift. Now there's a rift somewhere, clearly.
Yeah. Keegan Michael Key, aka Buckley, and Louis meet up in an alley, or I don't know what that was, but they meet up, and it's very clear that Buckley's going to do whatever the fuck he wants, and Louis really has no control over it. Any thoughts on that little exchange?
I'm confused. Why this dynamic is shaking out like this? How does one of your employees buck your authority like this? That's what you are, bro. You an employee, fam. What? Okay. All right. So you obviously not stopping crime by working with me, right? Let's just keep it honest. You're feeding certain information and drug bust to make yourself look good, but in the grand scheme of things, you're not really fighting crime. you're doing a lot more benefit to me than I'm doing for you. Because while you sitting over here taking care of the shit that I want you to take care of, you staying away from all the shit that you probably actually supposed to be doing. So let's get that straight. Anytime there's a quote unquote partnership between law enforcement and the criminals, unless you talking governmental, unless you talking CIA, you know what I'm saying? You have the control over somebody's well-being to that extent. There's no, it's not completely symbiotic. It's not completely mutual, right? If you are engaging with the criminal, you're engaging in criminal activity.
Yeah.
Outside of, criminal CIs and shit like that. That's not this situation. You do not have the leverage. So why is Louis allowing him to feel that way? Why is she giving him this wide of a berth? You can go find you another cop, man.
But there's a deeper, darker link here, and we just don't know what it is.
In the 80s made less than $50,000 a year. You can go buy you another cop, man. This thing can disappear tomorrow. What is the issue?
Well, no, man. There's something there that they just haven't shown, and it obviously happened during this time lapse. So they're about to show us an episode of something that happened. So we'll see.
We're wrong.
Right.
They getting our get back on us now. We didn't have so many TV shows and men stepping out, cheating and shit. Now they getting us. Now we all on TV getting our feelings hurt, getting embarrassed.
That is a fact.
Poor Jerome.
We'll see.
Poor Jerome.
Franklin meets up with Teddy to try to get the heat from the LAPD to chill out, but homeboy doesn't have any connects with the LAPD thanks to Alton. So it looks like that heat ain't getting stopped at all.
He's a fucking liar, bro. He's a liar. He's a liar, and Franklin ain't mad enough for me. He's a liar, and he's not mad enough for me. He's too calm. He's too calm.
Okay.
What you mean? Oh, so you mean the CIA sent you back to me with not even the power to influence local law enforcement? That don't sound off to you, Franklin? 1 minute, this nigga pops in your life with tons and tons of coke and all the levity that you could possibly have. The next minute, he comes back without your father, and now all of a sudden he can't do shit. Don't that sound off to you, Franklin? He's not mad enough, and he's not pressing the issue at all. He's too cool with being blissfully dumb and ignorant with whatever is going on with Reed, because all this shit stinks to high hell. You was on your way out.
If I remember correctly, last season he was very, maybe not passive, but the decisions he was making were kind of questionable up until like the last 3, 4, maybe 5 episodes. Then it all just kind of came around and he became the Franklin that we knew again, at least. I'm just thinking the same thing as that play this season.
That last season, though, had more to do with him recovering.
Yes.
I think that was his recovery arc, making it out of, people thinking that he was broken after what y'all think is Franklin's best girlfriend shot him in the fucking back. He finally makes it.
I did not say his best girlfriend. I just said she looked better. That's all I said, bro.
Yeah, for whatever that's worth. You can take that to the emergency room. Take that straight to the ICU.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Leon meets up with Avi for the guns. Wanda, who we see in a later scene, is making herself worth every penny. She is getting the job done.
I just think that's Wanda, amazing. Man. I'm not gonna lie, man. As soon as Wanda lost her sex talk job, I expected her to be right back where she started. So I'm rooting for Wanda, man. I honestly am. I'm rooting for her.
You and me both.
I'm glad that she's not like most people, who probably knew Franklin from back in the day. Yeah, let me hold $1 ass niggas. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, she wants to work for it. She went there, asked that man for some honest work. He gave it to her, and she's showing out. It's not even so much of her skill set or what she has or brings to the table. It's just effort. She tries hard. You know what I mean? And she's honest now. So Yeah, I'm rooting for Wanda.
Coming from where she came from, the effort that she's putting towards this is much needed because it's not easy. Like you said, you can obviously very easily relapse into a situation. So the fact that she's out here and grinding hard to make sure she don't end up back in that place is respectable.
Yeah, no, for sure. For sure. I agree.
Okay, so Leon officially puts a wedge right into the middle between him and Franklin by basically saying, "No, I'm not going to the dinner for Cissy. I'm here in the projects. I'm doing what needs to be done here in the projects."
Which again makes me very frustrated because on one hand, you got this sensible, this come to Jesus moment where it's like, yeah, what are we doing with all this money? And I don't want to be up here eating steaks, eating steaks while people are suffering over here. Cool. Then you got give me the grenade launchers and the armor piercing rounds that's going to put all of those same people in immediate danger. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what's going on up there. I can't figure it out with Lee. But I respect that he's, I guess, similar to how Jerome was kind of having his feeling when they first start getting rock out about the business and wanting to get out and not really wanting to have nothing to do with it for a while. It seems like everybody's kind of had that moment except for Franklin. Which is a little telling, but it's probably also a little obvious because of who he is and what heights he reached. So,
yeah, I would agree. We will see what's going on with that a little later. Okay, so at the dinner, it looks like Franklin and Louis have quite a bit of animosity. And then that's when Louis decides to ask about Alton because obviously Cissy may have some info on maybe what happened with Alton. Oh shit, low key cave. Appreciate you, bro. $5.
That's the first
we
one.
definitely appreciate that.
Hey, write that. Make sure you put a note.
I gotta write it down.
Man, appreciate you. For sure.
Appreciate that for sure. Appreciate you supporting the content. We appreciate everybody in the chat supporting the content. So definitely appreciate that. So yeah, at the dinner, it seems like they have a little bit of animosity. They're looking at each other. They're all crazy, it seems like. And that's when, like I said, Louis decided to basically ask straight up what happened with Alton. Like, if anybody would know, obviously Cissy might have some leads. Yep. And that's when Franklin basically has to tell Cissy that Teddy's back in town.
Yeah.
Thoughts on that scene?
So, all right. First of all, the whole like brother sister kicking each other under the table shit was funny for a while. Like how they kept peering up at each other, but it slowly got sobering for me. The more that Cissy tried to talk about Alton, the more all day I started noticing it all day. The more Cissy tried to start talking about Alton, the more Franklin tried to change the subject. Mm-hmm. The more he was trying to talk about something else. Fam, why are you actively trying not to figure out whether or not Reed tried to kill you or killed your father? Why are you actively trying not to know? It's one thing to stay blissfully ignorant. It's another thing to run away from the information, fam.
Yeah.
What the fuck is wrong with you? What's wrong with you?
I really want to be just as mad at you, but I have a theory that I'm holding off. We'll talk about it. Shout out to Polo Boy. Polo Boy just donated as well, $1.99.
Hey.
Shout out to the squad homies.
For sure.
We appreciate y'all.
Thank you. Appreciate y'all.
All right. So Cissy, after hearing that information, claims that she wants to be a major player in the game, along with Franklin, specifically to come along on the shipments with him.
Don't pop out of that dinner situation too far yet, because there's also in that what I was going to say is Franklin, while he is trying his best not to hear it, Cissy comes right the fuck out and says it. Reed Thompson killed him.
Okay. Yep.
Reed Thompson killed him. And off of the heels of that, Louis forces Franklin because somehow in all of that, after your mom just told you that Reed killed your dad, you still didn't want to tell her that the nigga was in town. So I don't know what games he's playing. I don't know if this is a secret master plan by Saint. But fam, if you don't get ruffled under your collar, if you don't get mad that we slayed your dad, we gonna have some problems. We gonna have some problems, man. Why aren't you more upset?
I say I have a theory, but I just think I know how things are going to play out. Let's just say that.
Hey, listen, man. I don't want no deep fake. We all know what happened. We saw what the fuck happened. Ain't no reason for that man to walk in there with no goddamn gun if it wasn't to do what he did.
Oh no, I think he killed Alton. I think he killed Alton.
I was about to say, don't deep fake me.
That's not the theory.
Don't. Because now now it's like you insulting my intelligence. Now we not telling the story. We getting way out of pocket.
Let me at least say this. What I have is just how the next few episodes are going to play out, more so than an actual theory on whether or not I think Alton is still alive or some crazy shit. Like, I just think I know how the rest of the episodes are going to play out.
Say not dead. I think he's dead.
I think he's dead too.
Alton's done for.
Well, I guess he could. I guess it's possible that Reed maybe paid him off and he just ran away, but I just feel like that's cheap.
But why? I'm already in Cuba. Who we running from?
Yeah.
I'm in Cuba. You fine. Why are you here other than to inflict pain on me for taking your prized possession away, which is the business with Franklin?
Yeah.
That's all it was.
Okay, so in the car, Cissy decides that she wants to be a major part in the situation. She wants back in the game with Franklin, which is nuts considering where we started with her. But she said specifically that she wants to go on drops with him. Any thoughts on that?
Fishy as hell. Fishy. Why drops? Why you don't want to work in the office? Why you don't want to count cash? Why you don't want to clean cash? Why do you want to go to where the action is at?
I mean, I think me and you know the answer.
Yeah,
but it did seem like when they were in the office, when Franklin and Veronique were trying to go over everything with the actual business that they have, she was kind of like not interested whatsoever. And she was just kind of like, yeah, this is cool. In her eyes, you could kind of see that she wanted something different. She wanted something more. So that little bit of foreshadowing was a little bit interesting, at least, I thought. Okay, so Cissy walks through the projects after the raid. Because Leon is on his revolutionary kick, Cissy may be an ally in that because Cissy was in a relationship with the Panthers. She was basically part of the Panthers as well. So
because Cissy is the only adult in Leon's life that can talk some fucking sense into him. And she's seeing that this nigga was going to get his fucking muffin cap back, heel back. Clean, just take his whole shit off.
I don't think she's gonna.
Let me go talk to this baby. Let me go talk to him before he end up sprawled out on the street.
I don't think she was gonna help him, start shooting at the cops and shit. I just think she obviously
was gonna help him do that. It was gonna be Lee
right.
and all them fucking guns when them cops showed up.
But I think because she knows how everything, worked out with the Panthers, she would be somebody who would be able to help Leon see what it is the actual revolution would be. Not this shit. Not the shit that he's currently trying to do.
It feels like Cissy is recruiting, which is weird. Because why would you be recruiting within an organization that's already a thing? You know what I mean? Like, what are you recruiting for?
We'll get to that later.
Yeah, let's just keep talking.
Yeah. He the uncle with the nephew, got eyes but don't see. That line really spoke to Jerome in that rap song. He the uncle with the nephew, got eyes but don't see.
Don't see.
That shit spoke volumes to him. He rewound it multiple times.
After he remixed it. You see he put it on another beat for him. He was trying to help him out. And then he realized, hold on, he sent me a shot. I caught it straight in this shit.
I think it's opening his eyes very clearly, very literally.
Louis, please have an explanation for me, Lou. Please. Please have an explanation for me. And it was already bad enough that she left him for the club owner way back when, and he had to go play Super Saver and get her up out of there.
Facts.
Don't do this to me, Lou. He didn't even want to be in none of this, Lou. He didn't want to be in none of this. Don't do this to Jerome. Don't do this. But I feel like it could be one of two things, right? It could either be that what we were just thinking, or it could be that he got her out of some sort of trouble, and whatever he got her out of, he's still holding it over her head, and Jerome doesn't know.
Yeah.
That's a more likely circumstance to me, because we've already been down the road of Louis and infidelity or stepping out of the relationship. We've already done that arc. So I feel like it's more likely that he has something on her. He has some sort of leverage that Jerome doesn't know about. But then that's going to cause a rift between them, because yeah, I understand he a cop, but I'm your man, I'm your husband. So something got to give there. Something's going to have to give.
I would agree. So in the next scene, we see Franklin and Veronique having a discussion. Basically, it would seem that Cissy's not the only person that Franklin lied to about Teddy, but Veronique was also somewhat lied to about how dangerous Teddy could be. But then also, I just wanted to throw this out there. She knows how to use a gun pretty well.
Yeah, because apparently her mom was a drunk or gambler.
So that means she knows. So that means she just knows how to use a gun, how to dismantle a gun.
Dangerous characters. It sounds like her mom was like Kate. You know what I'm saying? The way that they was describing her.
Yeah. Yep.
Like, if my mother shows up and begs to be back in our lives, we're gonna run away to Africa. So yeah, I would think her mom is pretty wild. In terms of, what was the first question you asked? You asked about something before we mentioned Veronique.
Yeah. Before Veronique.
Yeah, something about.
Nah,
Teddy. Yep. Talking about
how dangerous Teddy is.
How dangerous he is. I feel like we were splitting hairs there. I mean, like, how dangerous do I have to tell you the CIA is? You and all your knowledge that you have, like, how dangerous do I have to express to you that the American government is? How deep into the detail do it? Unless he didn't give her that detail. That's probably
seems like he didn't.
Detail you can't miss out on is that, yeah, he's CIA. That's kind of all that needs to be said at that point, right? Like, what else needs to be said?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, she probably didn't know any of that. So it just seems like Franklin is out here keeping everybody in the dark about any and everything almost.
He on his Tariq shit.
I'll say a little questionable to say the least, but
Tariq shit. God damn it.
Okay. So after that, Cissy meets with Ruben. It seems like she is meeting with him to confirm that he will kill Teddy, but not before she figures out what happened with Alton. Seems like Cissy is getting the job that you want Franklin to get done.
Fam, I fucking screamed when she said that shit. I said, put your fucking dick on the table. Put your dick on the table, Cissy. Let them know. Let them know that death will not go unanswered. You do not run up in here and take one of ours and think that you just gonna run business over here, bruh. I don't care. Don't care if you swinging a long arm of the law. If you take my father from me, there is no place on this earth that you can hide from me from, bro. Not a single. If you take my mother from me, there isn't a single place on this planet that you can hide from me. Why that isn't Franklin's existence, I don't know. He gotta explain that. I guess him and Alton's relationship was so as it is, but it's half love and it's also a respect thing. You cannot allow that to go unanswered, because think about it, man. Reed he's always held all of their livelihoods in his hands. right? Reed has an off night. He has a drunken bender. He has a bad coke binge. And he can just decide, fuck all of them. I'll just start over. And who's going to second guess any of it? Because he's already so far off the reservation. So he's always held their lives and their circumstances in his hands.
Yeah.
How we haven't began to put a degree of separation, right? Like, even though we got to work together, how we haven't begun to put a degree of separation between you and Reed in terms of outside of professional, I don't get it. There's no way he would ever be able to convince me. Yeah, no, man, you know, like he was over there talking about, oh yeah, Reed's always been good to me. Reed's always done right by me. Man, I swear to God, talking about he always been good to me. Ooh, you sound like a whooped slave.
Yeah.
You sound like a beaten man. No, boss always been good to me now. I ain't got no complaints. He get my coke on time and he pay me on time.
A little nuts, to say the least.
So I'm looking at Cissy and she's like, yeah, no, he's dead. But I need to find out what happened to Alton first. Now, here's the interesting thing, right? Cissy was in Cuba for God knows how long. By herself after Alton left.
Would have had to have been years.
So she's been in Cuba. She shows back up, and the day after she lands in L.A., she's having a conversation with, is it safe to assume, a Cuban national? Maybe.
I was going to say, it looks like Polo Boy thinks so.
So, oh no, he said Louis gonna die. Or maybe I'm behind.
You might be a little behind.
I hope not.
You think Cissy is working with some type of government? That's the question he asked.
Government? No.
Okay.
Organization? Yes. Because, all right, so we got the Contras, we got the Sandinistas. You got the United States government supporting the Contras. What if she went to Cuba, got down with some Sandinistas, told them about the situation that she had going on with Reed, and is bringing them back as like a counterintelligence mission or some shit like that, right? So she can kill two birds with one stone. Not only can she remove Reed as a problem for Veronique and Saint and Franklin, but she can also get retribution for Alton. So you get your revenge and you solidify your son. Right? You can kill Teddy without him having to be at risk. Franklin want to get out anyways. Let me keep my legitimate business. Y'all can have all the coke trade. You can have it. Keep the shit. Take it. Take it. Y'all got it. Set up roots. I'm on my way out. I got my legitimate business. I've made my money. I wanted to get out anyways.
Yeah. Yeah. It is absolutely wild how we've gotten here so quickly with Cissy from where she was before. Like, she is full blown gangster as fuck. Like, maybe more so than the other people we see in the show right now, which is absolutely crazy because she wanted absolutely no parts. She didn't want no parts of Alton. She didn't want no parts of Cuba. She didn't want no parts of the drug shit.
Any of it.
It's just crazy that we're here now. And she's probably, at this point, I mean, it cost us Alton, but she's probably one of my favorite characters now. Like, that quickly.
Cissy is turned the fuck up. Cissy is
1,000%. Last week, I kind of tried to explain how I felt that the season was going to progress a little bit. So the first couple of episodes, we kind of saw how Teddy was coming back into the fold. And then that kind of led into some problems with Franklin. And then we saw how there's now a divide between Louis and Franklin. And then now we're seeing the divide between Leon and Franklin. Do we think we will see in the next couple of episodes that there will be a divide between Cissy and Franklin, between Veronique and Franklin? Do we think that there's going to, like, I guess, between the next I'd probably say 3 episodes or so, going to be a divide between probably each person in the situation.
Cissy, no, because she needs to stay close. Louis, or not Louis, Veronique, that's the one that's probably going to tilt. She'll be the last one. She'll be the
Okay,
last
that's what I was
one
thinking too.
to kind of not bail, but to have her riff with Franklin because she's the most committed at this point. She's got the most invested. So
Mind
I think
you,
if she dips, she'll be the last one.
mind you, also it could be a thing where Jerome, because Jerome didn't really have too much of a problem with Franklin when Louis did, but maybe at some point he starts to look at things and become a little jaded as well.
Jerome is busy. Jerome's going to be busy this season. He's
I,
busy.
I think they're
He ain't
all
got
going to
no,
be pretty
he ain't
busy,
got no,
to be
he ain't
fair.
got no time for his nephew and his nonsense. Plus, he's not even in the middle of that shit with him and Louis. He just wanted them to make up. So it's like Jerome's preoccupied. He got his own business this season.
I think within the next 3 episodes, we're going to see further divides, more divides, and then it's going to culminate into this world war between all of them. And then at the end, we're going to see a final battle between. At this point, I thought it was going to be Franklin and Reed, but I don't even fucking know. It might
No,
be Cissy and Reed at this
it's
point.
definitely about to be Franklin and Reed. Now, I don't know what's going to happen to Cissy in the middle of that, but it's definitely going to have to boil down to Franklin and Reed because I just can't see that. I can't see it. I cannot see a man taking the life of the man that gave you life, whoever that man may be, and that going unanswered. So it's going to have to be Franklin and Reed. If they
Okay.
don't, they're gonna Game of Thrones the hell out of it, and goddamn, who's the equivalent of Arya in Snowfall? Fucking Peaches is gonna kill Reed. I'm
Anyway,
like, son of a bitch.
so okay, let me ask you this then: do you think that Cissy will be killed off? Do you think Cissy will be killed off in maybe the second to last episode? And do you think she will get her answer as to at least what happened to Alton?
Oh, she gonna get an answer. She gonna get an answer because eventually Reed. I think Reed might end up telling him. To be honest with you, I think he might end up telling him. I don't think they're gonna have to dig very far. First of all, just realistically speaking, they don't have the resources to investigate it. So it's going to have to come from Reed. It is, or somebody that knows as well. But do I think she'll die in one of the last two episodes? It depends on how close her plan gets. I think she's in real danger of dying because of what she's engaged in right now, more so than she has been, a season past. But it's hard to say because right now we don't know exactly what path she's on. We don't know the plan. We don't know how all of this is going to shake out. We don't even know what her plan of attack is yet. So we're going to need another episode or so to kind of to fill that one out. The problem is that we more than halfway or just about halfway through the season already.
We're almost halfway. Next will be 5. Next will be
Yeah,
episode 5.
Jesus.
I think in the next season we're going to see the divide between Leon and Franklin get deeper, just like how it did with Louis in this episode currently.
Yeah,
And then we're going to see whoever the next person is to line up, whether that's, like I said, I guess Cissy, Veronique,
I
Jerome,
think
maybe.
Cissy is probably going to do a good job of keeping Leon in the fold, and that's going to help Franklin, and that's going to increase probably his trust in his mom to handle shit like that. It's probably what she needs if she's if this whole Sandinista insurgency mission is what's actually happening. Um, it could be. It could be, but I think she'll keep Lee close because she knows that's bad for the organization to have that rift.
I would agree. It's amazing how the show has maintained its freshness despite
Look.
John Singleton, not being here. Like I almost feel like sometimes when the original creators or original producers aren't involved, like with the Boondocks, for example, the show at some point in the future reaches a stale date, and it doesn't seem like Snowfall has gotten there.
No, I mean, there was a slight change in tone, I guess you could realize, but it hasn't changed. The DNA of the show is still there. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely been a continuation. It's not, the difference is not so sharp that it feels like a different show. And that's sometimes what you can feel when the, the head guy, the creator or the executive producer, or the writer, the director, somebody like that is changed. Then it feels like the DNA of the show changes, like it's just the feel of it. So it's remained pretty consistent to me.
I would agree.
No.
Let's see. Polo Boy says, I think Teddy will kill Cissy, and that will be Franklin's last straw.
Damn, he got to get both of your parents? That's how far we got to go?
I mean, yeah.
Shit.
He also said,
enough, huh?
He also says Cissy having that Wendy from Ozark character development, which is facts.
Hey. I know we don't talk about Ozark here, but goddamn, Marty Berg is an unaware parent.
Yes.
He is the most laissez-faire ass daddy. He don't give a damn about anything. Like nothing is across the line for Marty Berg. We're going to have to do that. We're going to have to do like a top 10 worst parents list from all the shows that we watch.
Okay.
That might be an idea for a video right there.
1D Forever says spot on Veronique. I think when we were talking about what might be happening with Veronique. And then he also says it'll be Franklin and Reed.
I agree.